What the hell are you doing? Punching myself in the face while holding a penguin. Well, I can see that, but why? Because I read it on the internet, said it was good for me. What a flubbing dick. Tony the Bald A-hole here, and everybody calm down. I know that I'm standing up in the video. Don't worry, Gerald's still here. He lives in your brain and he lives in your heart, and also he has magical powers and he is able to disappear. Now here's the deal. I had all of these in-gym videos planned and the UK locked everything down, so I'm stuck in my house. So now when I do gym videos, I've got to do it in front of the green screen and I've got to do it standing up. But there is a bunch of exercises that I wanted to reach out to you and tell you, look man, do not do them. They're not that good for you, or if you are going to do them, just be smart. That's the key with this. If you really think they're the greatest thing ever, you absolutely should include them in your routine, but it doesn't mean you have to go super heavy, and you've always got to try and protect yourself. It's kind of like supplements, right? Just because you can go into a store and buy some supplements over the counter, it doesn't mean you know exactly what's in them, and it doesn't mean that they're 100% good for you. So yes, here are 5 exercises that I personally don't think you should be doing. And we start off with the upright row. We're trying to fit everything in as best as we can, but that is when you take some dumbbells, you take a barbell, and you try and work your shoulders by grabbing said barbell. There it is. It's about to go for some kind of boat trip. You grab it and you put it up to here, and then you pull it back down. As you can see, I'm doing it with no weight on the bar because I don't want to hurt myself. Now if we just hold it here for a second and we zoom in, look at the position this has put my shoulders. Even though I just hold this bar, which weighs about as much as a Cheeto, I can feel, well, it's not a good pain building up in my shoulders, it's because they've been impinged. They're in a position which they're not comfortable with, and that's just me doing it with this, which look, I can probably balance this on my face. So if you are going to do it, here are 2 things. Don't do it with a lot of weight, because again, it's going to put your shoulders under an incredible amount of stress, but also, if it hurts, stop. Like, exercises are meant to sort of give you the burn, as Arnold Schwarzenegger once said, or lots of people say, you know what I'm talking about. They're meant to give you the burn, but they are not meant to hurt. If something hurts, do not do it, which is why when I did this, I'm never going to do it again. I'm going to be honest with you, it hurt. And coming in at number 4 are good mornings. Now, I actually think if you're going to do good mornings that you can do it, but I would honestly just use an Olympic bar. Don't use my Cheeto bar here. But if you don't know, a good morning is just this. You stand in basically a squat position. You put the bar on your traps like you would for a squat. I can't really do it because I have no space. But then you bend over like this, you stick your ass out, and then you come back up to the top. I'm gonna hold it like it's some kind of spear now, because I think it makes me feel kind of a cool, or a sword, like a sword. But most people think that the good morning works your back. No, it doesn't. It does work your lower back, but really you are aiming for your hamstrings. But again, if I go back to the position, look at where it's putting me. Like, say I've got, I don't know, 60 kilograms on this bar, which is a lot of weight. I can't remember what that is in pounds, but it's a lot, 120 pounds, I think. If you get down to here, because the point is, again, you're meant to stick your ass out, like you're trying to wiggle it in somebody's face, or you're doing some kind of limbo. But if you get here and you've got a lot of weight in the bar, and then you're coming up, even though you are meant to be pushing from your hamstrings, and even in this position, I can feel that I am, when you get to the top, your back is going to kick into gear, specifically your lower back, and your lower back is so easy to get injured. It just is. It's like a sheet of glass and you're throwing a ball at it, likely it's gonna smash. So just keep it light. Just keep it light. Because you're in some kind of squat position doesn't mean you need to put on the same weight as a squat. That's nuts. I see some people saying that online. I'm gonna point at them with my big stick. It's completely different. When you're doing a squat, you are basically using your entire body. When you're doing a good morning, you are focusing on your hamstrings first and foremost. And believe you me, I don't need me to tell you this, your hamstrings are not as big as your entire body. That doesn't even make any sense. And number 3 is Smith machine squats. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a Smith machine in my house, because that would be nuts, but all you need to know is this. What most people do on a Smith machine, I'll try and replicate it, but it's impossible, is they take a step forward, because of course on a Smith machine, the bar is in place and it doesn't move, and then when they go down to squat, they're leaning backwards as if they're Michael Jackson in Smooth Criminal. When you do a normal squat, which I can show you now, you stand tall and you go down and then you come back up. And not only are you going to be using extra stabilizer muscles, which actually is going to prevent injury, but you're also going to be using the majority of your body. When you do it on a Smith machine, you're essentially just focusing and isolating in on the legs, which is totally cool, but you can't treat them the same. And that's what people do. People treat the Smith machine squat in the same way that they do a free weight squat. And I personally don't think that you should, because again, there's a high percentage that you may hurt yourself. So if you can do it with a normal barbell, I absolutely think you should. And if you actually prefer doing Smith machine squats, again, start low and try and get yourself into a position which feels more like a normal squat. I saw it before the gyms did close down the other day. Some guy was basically like at a 72-degree angle and going like this. I'm like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Now we sit down for number 2, which is going to scrub the dimensions massively. We don't need to get on about it. This bar's going to come and go, and it's behind the back lat pull downs. Once again, don't have a lat pull down machine in my house. Unfortunately, I'm not that successful, so we'll use the bar again. But this, imagine this is your pulley, right? Most people do this, and that is the way that you should do lat pull downs. There is no need to bring it down behind your back, because you're just putting, again, your shoulders into a horrible position.
Why do you hate your shoulders?
Because the main thing, as I sit here feeling more uncomfortable than I ever have done in my life, is that there's no benefit. You don't get any extra muscles working just because you put it behind your head, and you're putting your rotator cuff in a position where it could tear yourself. And I know there's that one guy down in the gym who's all like, oh, I'm an old school bodybuilder and I know what I'm talking about. Maybe he does, but also maybe he doesn't. Just because I'm a bald guy doesn't mean I know everything about the bald community. You gotta be smart. And that ties into number 1 as well, which is behind the head shoulder press. Get a barbell like this, it's usually on some kind of rack, you pick it up, and rather do this, which is perfectly fine, you do this. And you put it behind your neck, and once again, your shoulders are screaming,
why are you doing this to me? Why do you hate me? Oh, I'm gonna tear in half.
And the reason I, Aquaman, have left that one to number 1 is because I was a moron in my early years, and I thought the same thing. I was doing behind the neck shoulder presses. I was downstairs in a gym, there's a bunch of dudes in there, and this is the noise I heard. And what had happened is that I had torn my rotator cuff, but I hadn't torn my supraspinatus tendon, which is the one everybody tears. I had torn my subscapularis tendon, which nobody tears. But that's what can happen. I was putting so much stress onto that joint that it just ripped into 1,000 pieces. And the last thing you want to do is hurt your shoulder, because your shoulders are going to start hurting anyway. Hands up if you have gone to the gym for a significant period of time and had some kind of shoulder problems. Everybody now has their hands up, even Aquaman, because you just can't get away with it unless you won Lucky Pup. So there you go, 5 gym exercises you've absolutely got to avoid, or if you are going to do them, don't do the behind the neck ones ever, unless you want to. Who am I? Just some guy yelling at the internet. If you do decide to do it, I'm not going to pop up behind you like some kind of a ghost. You can get away with it. You can have a get out of jail free card. But the point is, if you are, do it light and see how your body responds. You don't want to get injured. You want to be happy, and you want to put a smile on your face. Now, don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Leave a comment below calling me an a-hole. Why not? We'll have a good time. There's the bell, ding, ding, the notifications, so you know when other videos are going live. There's a video right there. Give it a click. If you want to continue on the Simon Miller fitness journey, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at SimonMiller316. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/SimonMiller316. If you want to get something from me, I can send you out some rewards for supporting financially. And I have merchandise, SimonMiller.BigCartels.com, but mostly go out there, smash the gym. Even if you are forced to change at home, there's always a way. Change, train. I'll see you soon.